Mm. I thought I knew you when, but it seems you've changed again to someone I don't know. You're trying to please your master soul. It is insulting to watch you bend your knee, as if you're gonna get some brownie points that's gonna help you be free. Your proximity to whiteness will not save you. It can't save you. Every time you turn around, there your black ass is. Hey, family. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening to you. Let me welcome you and welcome you more and welcome you a third time to the Mental House with me, your host, Khadija. It's been a few things going on while I've been gone. And it's a few things that I need to address. I got to address it because if I don't, it will sit in my stomach and it will rot, which will make me sick and even sicker than I am now when I think about the insanity of these men that are insulting Angel Reese, and at the same time insulting black women in general so they can get some butter biscuits. I don't have no okay, let me calm down. Let me calm down. Cuz I want to make it very plain and clear that I love Clarke. I love her game. In fact, I like everything about her. I love Angel Reese. My grandbaby is crazy about Angel Reese. I love everything about her. I love the fact that she's raw and a little rough around the edges. I'm glad that she plays with a little edge, being from the BMO side of the game. I mean, seriously, you guys. Being from where she's from and her environment, she plays with a chip on her shoulder. That same chip and that determination is what made her such a great and makes her such a great basketball player. Now, what I don't like is that y'all think y'all gonna have round two of pitting these two athletes against each other. I mean, you're gonna be highly disappointed. Okay, because all you race baiters and all you black what do I call y'all? I don't want to call you Uncle Tom, so I'm just gonna call you Sambos, who have a comment about that relationship. I'm gonna start calling y'all out, and I'm gonna start right now with Kenyon Martin. Kenyon, I'm surprised at you. I watched you at Denver when you used to put them up, snatch everything down, and you also said that you were misunderstood. Then I see you on Gilbert Arenas show, and then you want to make an example of your mother having a heart surgery and fussing at the doctors as a reason to say all black women are angry. Let me say one thing to y'all, and I want to be real clear about this because I'm not trying to impress nobody. And you can tell by my views and likes if somebody pass it on and they hear it, then they say, "Wow, I wonder why you're not coming down in the algorithms." Because I'm not doing this for kibbles and bits. I'm not doing this for butter biscuits. I'm not. Kenyon, for you to tell Cheryl Miller that she's an angry, I don't, and let me be clear, I don't agree with everything Cheryl Miller has said. Okay? But I see what the big picture is. And I know what they're doing to my sister. And I'm not going for it. And for you to put your a crazy self up there, the way you act when you played, you was a barbarian. Okay, but that was the edge that you got away with. Because they said you were passionate about the game. How many times do I see brothers jump up and push somebody? Or jump up. But when Angel jumped up, then it became she's an angry black woman and she hates Caitlin Clarke. But another caveat to that is if you ain't angry in America, there's something wrong with you. Ain't nothing wrong with me and ain't nothing wrong with Caitlin. Because we know this, Angel. Because, and Caitlin too for that matter, we know the shit they play. So for you to sit up here and say black women are angry, they should be. And if they're not, then I'm questioning what the hell's going on. Are they a puppet made a black person? Because who can put up with all this shit that they put us through and then try to act like ain't nothing going on? Especially when you playing a physical game like basketball. You ought to be ashamed of yourself, Kenyon Martin. You really ought to be. And I don't appreciate what you did, calling her an angry black woman. But like I said, because they see using it in a negative connotation, and I get it. But to be alive in America and as an African American, yeah. And you're a liar if you say it's not. Because even if you got money, it don't stop you from going somewhere and they don't want to serve you. Or they looking at you funny like, why are you here? Ain't that enough to make you angry? And if you don't feel nothing behind that racist freaking disease, cancer makes me angry. Okay? She's an angry black woman. And you derived at that because your mama had cut her chest open and she was arguing with the doctors now. Okay? All I'm saying is, your mama know how they treating her up in there. She know. And if she has to go out with her last breath, stick it up for herself, it's better than listening to you. And so she can lay down on the ground and just lay there and be another guinea pig like the rest of us have been. Go to hell, Kenyon. And I mean that. Now, to this RGB boy, you, on the other hand, and I hate that I'm coming at this like this, but I got to give it to you raw. Because I cannot believe that you would be married to a white woman and then sit there with a white woman and talk about Angel Reese. Oh. And she's sitting there drinking her coffee and listening to you go in on Angel Reese. You seem to be a very self-hating type of individual. And I ain't the only one that picked up on it. I'm not the only one that picked up on it. Ryan Clarke handed you your ass the way he should have. Now, I pulled something down from the amazing Lucas, and if y'all haven't had a chance to go to his channel, please go, because I love this guy and I love his content. I'm beginning to listen to more content and interact with some of these creators. And I hope that that's going to um, result in like-minded people coming together. Because I like the way this brother think. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to play what he had to say about this whole Caitlyn and Angel and RB talking to Ryan Clarke. I'm going to play a little bit for you. Okay? Here we go.
Okay, the only reason she's still in the game is because one of the teammates stopped her from assaulting her and everything.
So this episode is all about Angel Reese and the fact that Angel Reese clearly hates Caitlin Clarke. This is a still shot. After the foul that Caitlin Clarke put on Angel Reese tried to hit her.
I miss you like a hog miss fly.
And it's like, bro, you doing a little too much. And what makes this picture just even more, I'll say, just weird, okay, just perverted in a sense, is that he has his wife in the background. Now, throughout this whole video, his wife doesn't say anything. But as he's tearing down Angel Reese, his wife is nodding her head, just and and it's just like, it's giving me, you know, slave master, slave vibes, right? Just like, what's your name? Go ahead, let them know. You know, that's what it's giving me. Not that I know the dynamics here, but I think we'll get later on into the video on the dynamics. But that's what it looks, okay? Just the optics of this, of seeing this man talk this trash about, you know, Angel Reese, race baiting, as they would say, because that's exactly what he's doing, as his wife, who just so happens to be white, is in the background, just, you know, applauding his behavior, just like, good boy, good boy. But we go on, and he says what he says, and in response, Ryan Clarke completely destroys this man. He breaks this man down to, like, the molecule, all right? Exposes the foolishness that is RG3. Now, after he exposes this, we already know what happens, is that all the racists, all the Sambo soldiers, all the plantation owners come to the defense of their house Negro. That's what happens, because now they all screaming and crying, and it's very interesting. But I'm trying to see what they were upset about with what Ryan Clarke said, because I'm expecting him to say something egregious, right? I'm expecting him to go off the rails, like, hey, this coon mofo and his white, that's what I'm expecting. And I watched the clip, and I'm like, oh, this is interesting. He's calm, cool, collected as a cucumber, no cursing, nothing derogatory, no ad hominems. He's just breaking it down. He's just letting them know what it is. And just to put a pause right there, it goes to show you when it comes to respectability politics, that doesn't work with racists, okay? That doesn't work with the trailer trash of the Republican Party. That doesn't work with them. You can tell them calmly in a civilized manner with the best English there is, right? All the big words that they probably don't know, and let them know what racism is, what...
And let me jump in right here. And that's why you have to be yourself. Okay? Because we've been conditioned to not be ourselves. So I don't care if you got on a suit. I preferably don't want to see nobody with their pants hanging down past their butt. That to me is ridiculous, black or white. I think you should look respectable when you go outside, and you should be clean. Okay? But as far as I speak the master's English and I speak it very well, and listen to me, and I want you to separate me from the rest of the Negroes so I can talk to you, no. They're not going to talk to you anyway. They're not listening to you anyway. Do you understand what I'm saying? So you might as well be who you are.
What's the issue here? Why there are, you know, black people have grievances about reparations, and they will still say, what you talking about? I don't believe in that. That's DEI, that's CRT. That's what we're dealing with, right? Is that it doesn't matter how you deliver the message if they don't like that message. Damn. Back to what Ryan Clarke said. Well, Ryan Clarke was like, hey, you know, RG3 may know hate due to his self-hatred.
But he does understand hate
because I think he also understands the hate of self.
Wake up, nigga.
And I was like, oh, he may be cooking here. He may be cooking. Then he goes on to talk about how he doesn't have any bearing on how Angel Reese may be feeling right now, because he married a white woman for his first wife, and he married a white woman for his second wife.
And so now, if you're RG3, when is the last time within your household you've had a conversation about what she's dealing with? You haven't been able to do that because in both of your marriages, you've been married to white women. You haven't had opportunities to have those conversations to educate you on what they're feeling, what black women deal with, what they're seeing when they think of a young Angel Reese. And the whole time that he's mimicking Angel Reese and bobbing his head and moving his neck while he's doing this whole piece, his wife is in the back amening and clapping.
So he has no comparison. These aren't conversations that are being had at the table with his wife. And I'm just like, oh, he's definitely cooking. he's definitely cooking. It just is what it is. Now, this is where many of the white ignorants were upset. This is many of the racists were upset because they get called out. It's like, yo, listen, you're not really having conversations at the table as far as, I wonder why, what Angel Reese is going through. I wonder why she feels that way. Especially as a black woman, in the history of, being black in this country and how that's impacted her. That's not the conversations that they're having. The conversations that many of these ignorants, these racists is having is, oh, the freaking blacks are doing it again, and the Jews, and, that's their level of IQ. That's their level of discourse that they have at the dinner table, okay? It just is what it is. Now, I'm not making it racial. I'm just making an observation. They just lack the bandwidth, the intellectual fortitude to have such, deep dives into the country, into the history of this country, much less, comprehend what they're, most people are talking about or what most people understand.
He's out of line, but he's right.
That's why I get, when Trump says he loves the uneducated, because that's the majority of his base. Majority of his base are, trailer trash, low IQ, simpletons. And so it's unfortunate, but there's so many of them that you can't ignore that market.
But Brondo's got what plants crave.
It's got electrolytes.
But then Ryan Clarke goes on and hits the nail on the head, man. I think this is really the killing blow of this little, short clip. And he talks about how RG3 has always talked about milk. He's always talked about, white women. He's talked about, the color of the skin of his wife.
When I worked with RG3, he would make all of these sort of corny jokes about milk and how much he loved it and how important it was. And he always points out on social media the color of his wife's skin.
And he says that he believes that she's more than that. I was like, woo, that's powerful.
As if the color of her skin is what makes her special. As if the color of her skin is what makes her a good wife. I've met the lady, I've had a conversation with her. Right. I think she's more than that.
That's powerful right there. Because now, let's go back to what I was talking about with his wife in the background. Now, what do you put in the background, bruh? She's in the background, not talking whatsoever. Not opining on anything he's saying. She's just there in the background. He is using her as a trophy. That is what he is using her as nothing more than a decoration on his wall. That's how he views his wife. Damn. And there are plenty of posts of him talking about how he loves milk and cookies and milk and all this goofy stuff, right? But it's never about how I love my wife, how she's the best woman ever, she's a great mother, blah, blah, blah. It's always this goofy stuff. Even when it comes to the jokes, there's like one little joke where they have where she takes a melanin pill instead of a melatonin pill, and she wakes up as RG3. And it's always about race with him. It's always about color with him. And Ryan Clarke exposes this. Because actually, the real racist is actually RG3. Damn. The real race bait in all of this is actually RG3. So when people try to say Ryan Clarke is a racist, I find that absolutely hysterical. Because Ryan Clarke is exposing, if you want, the one time on planet Earth, if you want to say something about anti-white racism, this would be it. the one time I'll let you have this one. The one time that they're actually dealing with anti-white racism, with a fetishizing of her white skin, is with RG3. Because that's how he's viewing this woman. It's not about who she is or the content of her character. It's about the color of her skin and how he has fetishized this woman simply due to her being white.
Or not.
No less of a black man than me.
No matter how much he continues to echo the microaggressions of racists, he'll be no less black than me.
Damn. And I don't know what to tell you, bro. I don't know.
That's it. That's it. So for those of y'all who want to pit Angel Reese as the angry black woman, because she, had an emotional play on the ball, but you heard her say it was a basketball play, move on. But that's not good enough for some of you. Okay? And so for those of y'all who have a problem with her and have a problem with Ryan Clarke, why don't you read the book Black Like Me? And if you can't read, Ice Cube did a series, I don't know if you still can order it, where when he switched realities with a white family and let them go out amongst the world and see the difference. So if you are a person that is not African American in this country, or even black for that matter, you can be anywhere, because you can be a king. You can be the king of Nigeria. When you come here, they just see black. That's who they are in America. And with that being said, I wish you leave your comment. And if you like what you hear, please like, subscribe, and share my channel. I'm going to see you in the next video.